0 to 60 can define a performance car, but it's the fastest 60 to 0 that's the aim of Tarox brakes. From road cars to race cars, circuits, special stages, or the autostrada, nothing reduces speed like Tarox brakes. Italy gave the world the art of Da Vinci and Michelangelo. Tarox has given drivers the art of stopping. For more information and to acquire your own masterpiece, visit tarox.co.uk.
I'd like to welcome to Backseat Driver Nigel Owen, one of the Micromaniacs. Nigel, welcome to the Backseat Driver.
Thank you very much indeed.
Microcars. What is a microcar?
There's no definitive definition of a microcar. Generally speaking, we would normally say less than about 800 cc's. And it doesn't necessarily need to be an old car. It can be a more modern car as well.
Yeah, because I mean, with the current crop of electric cars, we have things like the little Citroën Ami, which is, well, that's actually not a car. That's classed as a quadricycle. It's classed as a motorbike because it's so tiny and doesn't do above 30 miles an hour. But I mean, there's all sorts of them, and the reason they came into being was to get people mobile after the war.
Well, it was basically one step up from having a motorbike.
Yeah. In
that you could keep yourself, wife, family dry at minimal cost, really.
Yeah. And I mean, and it was one step up in many ways from a motorbike and sidecar, although in many respects probably the motorbike would have a bigger engine.
Perhaps so, although many of the microcars of the era did use motorbike engines.
Yeah. Now, when I were a lad, a long while ago, bubble cars, as they were referred to, were quite a commonplace thing. But as you look into them, there's more than one bubble car. You have, you've got Isetta, Trojan, BMW, of course. I mean, how many of them are there?
I think it's difficult to know how many are out on the roads nowadays because there's no absolute register of them.
Yeah.
The various owners' clubs try and keep track of things. I mean, I have an Isetta. Unfortunately, the records from Isetta UK, who built the Isettas under license from BMW here in the UK, there's no records left, so it's a bit hard to say.
Yeah. So, I mean, who designed them? Who came up with the bubble car or the Trojan or the Heinkel or the Isetta?
Well, the Isetta was originally manufactured by an Italian company called ISO.
Yeah.
Isetta meaning small ISO. If you look
of course, ISO is like, I mean, most people refer to ISO as the ISO Griffo and the Bizzarini, so it was a complete, I mean, it was complete opposite ends of the scale for them.
Yeah, well, ISO, if you look them up now, they're still in business.
Oh, yeah.
And they make fridges and for Italian ice creams.
Oh.
So, but ISO originally developed the Isetta using their own rather peculiar two-stroke engine. And then after the war, BMW bought the rights to produce it, and they remanufactured it into a BMW Isetta using BMW engine and gearbox.
Yeah. So where did the Heinkel bit come from?
Well, Heinkel, again, another aircraft manufacturer during the war, is with German industry, which was on its knees. It was thought of a way back to get the industry performing again, both with BMW Isetta, Heinkel and Messerschmitt.
I mean, everybody says the Messerschmitt, it was designed on a Messerschmitt's cockpit. It looks a bit like one, but it isn't a Messerschmitt's cockpit.
No, I think that is just an old wives' tale, to be honest.
So, how did you get into them? What suddenly sparked you into thinking, I want to own one of these?
It was just a bit of fun, really, that when I retired, I wanted something to keep myself occupied.
Yeah.
And I'd always had a bit of a giggle when you saw them driving by. And fortunately, in the area that I lived, there were some people that were bubble car, microcar enthusiasts, got in touch with them, and that's where it led from.
Yeah. So the one you have now, when did you acquire that?
It was through friends that had restored it about 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And then it went into a private collection. And the chap that had the private collection was downsizing, moving up to the Dales.
Yeah.
And was getting rid of some of his microcars. And he got back in touch with the guy that originally restored it, asking if he knew of anyone that was wanting one, and that's how I got it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know you said the history is there. What is the history of your particular car?
My car was originally sold to somebody in Blackburn.
No. Not far from where I live.
No. And it was there for quite a few years, then moved just a few miles down the road, and then ended up in West Yorkshire after it had a bit of a bump.
Oh.
And somebody restored it originally, and then it's had a subsequent restoration about 15 years ago. But it's always been in the Yorkshire, Lancashire area.
Yeah, because, I mean, at the moment we're sat near Cleckheaton, aren't we?
We are indeed.
Now, the Micromaniacs, before we come back to the cars, is known or perceived as a Yorkshire club, is it not?
It originally started off life as the East Yorkshire Micromaniacs Club, when a group of like-minded individuals got together just for general runs out, and then it grew. We're now the Micromaniacs Club. It's a national club, got about 180 members now, of which half are along the M62 corridor. But we have people in Scotland, down on the south coast, and we have some members overseas in Belgium and even in New Zealand.
Any particular reason why there's, shall we say, a concentration of them in Yorkshire? I know Yorkshire folk are keen on saving their brass, and they are economical to run, but any reason why there's a proliferation?
I think you tend to find there are little pockets all over the country.
Yeah.
And the club just grew up because that's where people happened to be that got to know each other and got on well socially.
Yeah. I mean, were there dealers for them round here?
Yes, there were. You can look up on some of the Wikipedia, on some of the websites, and you'll find that most major towns or cities definitely had a dealership, and usually it was a multi-car dealership, so they wouldn't just sell one make, they'd sell 2 or 3 different makes of bubble cars or microcars. So you might have a dealership that sold Isettas, Bonds and Heinkels, and possibly Messerschmitts as well. So there were facilities round about, and it was tended to be, I think, dealerships that grew out of being motorcycle dealerships.
Right, so it gave the motorcycle owner, shall we say, the next step up in many ways.
Yeah, there's definitely a continuity there.
Yeah. I mean, as we were saying, the bubble car, as everybody refers to them, you've got the Isetta, you've got the Trojan, you've got the Heinkel. What's the difference between them?
The Isetta was made by BMW in Germany and also under license by Isetta here in the UK. The Heinkel, again a German company, was made by Heinkel in Germany, and also they had a subsidiary in Ireland for a short period of time. But they were also again made under license here in the UK, and they were then called a Trojan, just to differentiate them. Then there's the Messerschmitts, which were only ever made by Messerschmitt in Germany, but were imported into the UK.
And the other thing is, I mean, like you have the Messerschmitt Tiger, and I've seen on the bubble cars, they're not all 3-wheelers. Some of them were 4-wheelers, but the rear wheels, by design, because of the shapes of the cars, the rear wheels were quite close together.
Yes and no, it depends what market they were sold in. So the Isetta in Britain, you could choose to buy one in 3-wheeler or 4-wheeler.
Yeah.
The advantage of being a 3-wheeler is it was taxed as a motorbike.
Right.
Which made a considerable saving in the 50s and 60s. And to drive one a three-wheeler, you could drive it on a motorbike license in those days, but in order to do so, it had to have 3 wheels, not 4.
Yeah.
And also you had to have the reverse gear blanked off, because that was one of the things that differentiated a car from a motorbike, was having a reverse gear.
Because just putting in, it was the famous thing with the Bond three-wheelers that had the reverse meshed off, but you could open the bonnet and turn the engine round.
That's right.
So you could reverse it out.
The Bonds didn't actually have a reverse gear.
Yeah.
You could almost swing it round in its own axis. The Messerschmitts, the later ones, you could start the engine up in reverse.
Yeah.
So you could actually have 4 forward gears and 4 rear gears going backwards. A bit dangerous, that. But the three-wheelers in the UK, obviously 2 at the front, 1 at the back. The 4-wheelers you could get have spaced-out wheels at the back.
Yeah.
In some markets, though, again, it's local definitions of what is a 3-wheeler and 4-wheeler. For example, if you go to the Swiss market, the Isettas had 2 rear wheels, but they were right next to each other.
All right.
So they weren't separated.
So in a roundabout way, you had 1 wide wheel.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. It's just sort of different countries have different compliance regulations.
Yeah.
And that's why they were made differently.
Apart from the benefits of one being a motorcycle and one not being, was there any benefit to the 4-wheelers?
I can't think of any, I suppose, because the 3-wheelers were cheaper.
Yeah.
I suppose that having 4 wheels at the back might be a little bit more stable. I'm not sure. They are definitely a lot harder to work on mechanically.
Yeah.
Hidden away in the heart of the Ribble Valley, Specialised Automotive Services offer unrivalled levels of talent for all types of vehicles. All makes and models, old and new, are cared for with the exact same levels of detail. From accident repairs, paintwork, or even full bespoke bare metal resprays. Mechanical rebuilds to full replacement or modifications of defunct electrical systems. Specialised Automotive Services offer traditional engineering and mechanical skills along with the company's constantly updated digital systems and diagnostics. Each SAS technician embodies the SAS ethos of ensuring everything is in order and exactly as it should be. To arrange a guided tour of the workshops and the new vehicle finishing and detailing bay, call Dean on 01282 776 081 or visit sas-autos.co.uk.
And, I mean, what we were saying before we went on air, these cars have a competition history. It might strike people as strange, but they did the Mia Miglias, all the big rallies, Liège, Sophia, Liège, all the big rallies they took part in. Okay, they were in their class. They might be in the same event as big Ferraris, Mercedes-Benz and everything else, but they weren't competing against those. They were competing in their class. Well, it's not a car you would perceive as a competition vehicle, is it?
That's probably because it's not a competition vehicle. I mean, you do see them. They used to have bubble car races on racetracks. I've had friends that have done the Liège-Brescia-Liège in a bubble car. And from what they were telling me, it was not a pleasant experience. When you top speeds 45 mile an hour going downhill with wind, you just can't keep up with the people going a lot faster, particularly going over the Alps or something like that. It is, it's good fun, and I think people will say, "Well, I've done it once, tick the box," but that's
I want to do it again. Now, interestingly, unlike a lot of things, I mean, they're a 4-speed gearbox.
Yeah.
And they drive like, not be funny, they drive like a car. When you're in them, you're driving a car. No disrespect to the bubble car, but it is to a degree a conventional vehicle to drive.
Oh, indeed, the Isetta's got 4 forward and 1 reverse gear. It's got standard lights, indicators, everything, just like you would have it. What is perceived as a normal car.
And it's got a blap-up radio.
Well, mine has. That was a special edition. You could get them originally, but very few of them were fitted in the UK.
Yeah. And interestingly, of course, they are a 12 volt, which surprised me, to be quite honest, because a lot of microcars was 6 volts.
Yeah,
Like the 2CV.
from the start, it was 12 volts, and I think that's probably because the motorbikes from BMW were 12 volts as well. So it's at least you get decent headlights and you can see where you're going.
The engine. What is the engine?
It's a 298 cc BMW motorbike engine that originally dates from the late 1920s, early 1930s.
Yeah.
That has just been tweaked with every now and again. The engine was also used in Germany for water pumps and other industrial applications, with a bit of beefing up here and there.
Yeah.
But to all intents and purposes, it's a BMW motorbike engine, for single-cylinder, 4-stroke, mated to a BMW gearbox.
Yeah. So the gearbox, was the gearbox unique to the car, or did they adapt a motorbike gearbox?
No, I don't think it's a motorbike gearbox. I think it is. I think it was specifically made for the Isetta.
Yeah. Now, I mean, what do you get up to with that little thing?
Well, I use it most days just to go and do the shopping, providing that the weather's nice and there hasn't been any salt on the road. But with the club that I'm in, the Micromaniacs Club, we have rallies each summer, and also sort of informal get-togethers when mates meet and go at the pub. We attend other local rallies nearby in the area, and it's a very social scene as well. And also people that are in the club, the nice thing is that everybody's available to help if you have any problems.
So, I mean, how do you go on maintaining it and running it?
It's pretty straightforward. Parts are relatively easy to come by, and that's really thanks to the good work of the Isetta Owners Club here in the UK. They have a specialist parts department, and it's very rare that you can't get something that you would need. Or failing that, nowadays, at least with printing, you can get
So 3D printing.
3D printing, you can get something done. The only difficulty is if you needed like a large body part.
Yeah.
Then that is where you would run into trouble. Although something like a new floor is available from a couple of manufacturers, one just down the road from here in Dewsbury.
No, right. Because, I mean, one of the major parts of the vehicle is its door, its front door, which is the front of the door in its own respects is many things. It's not just a door, is it?
No, it's it's your in and out. It's the only way of getting in and out of the car. If that does get damaged or bashed, then you've got to take it to someone that's a specialist.
Yeah.
That can do that, or perhaps have a new bit of metal welded in. But it is all doable. It's amazing when you see photos of friends that have restored their cars from what they started off with.
Yeah.
An absolute wreck up to now, but it's something in pristine condition. So if you have got the will, there is a way to do it.
Yeah. Now, I mean, the other interesting thing is we've just been talking about the door. Very much like the original Fiat 500 that had a sunroof, not as a free luxury item, but as a method of saving on metal. The Isettas, etc., have a sunroof, but wasn't a metal saving idea.
No, it wasn't, because you've only got one door on a lot of all of the bubble cars, like the Isetta and the Heinkel. If you're in a front end bump and you can't get out the door, then the only way out is through the sunroof. So it's probably, I would say, the only safety feature that the car has got.
Because I'm not being funny, they aren't particularly robust in construction, are they? Even though it does have two rather nice big chrome overriders on the front.
Mine's got a couple of bull bars, which, again, depended on the model that you got. It wasn't a standard feature.
All right, so that's a luxury item.
It is. That's because my car's what's called an Isetta Super Plus.
Oh.
If you had a Super, you had bull bars. If you had a Plus, you had a heater as well.
All right.
So, no, I wouldn't want to be in a serious accident with it because the safety features are non-existent.
Now, it's like I was saying, you've got the tiny little Citroën Ami, but there's the Microlina, I mean, which is somebody has taken the shape or the basic shape and turned one into an electric car. I mean, what's the bubble car fraternity reaction to this?
Well, I haven't seen any here in the UK yet. It's been a long and tortuous time in them bringing it to market. It's a Swiss company, and they've had problem after problem. But they are just being released now. In fact, I've got friends in Belgium that have got one on order.
Yeah.
And I think one of the major difficulties that they have in the design was making it compliant with current crash regulations. Obviously, it's electric vehicle as well. It's not with an engine, and so it makes itself to be the ideal city car.
Yeah. Now, most listeners know that I am not a major fan of electric cars, but such as the Citroën Ami and the Microlina, to my mind, to get more people interested in them or to have them as a second vehicle, they need to be, to make them appeal, they need to be fun. I think the little Citroën, though it's a very strange looking little thing, is a fun thing. And the Microlina, and if you look at them, your bubble car, inherently they were, besides being a practical device, they were a fun vehicle, weren't they?
Well, definitely. I think that, when you're out on the road, people always smile and wave at you.
Yeah.
So it's got that cheeky sort of smile with the headlights and the door. And they tend to bring back, hopefully, happy memories for people that either had them or their dad had one or the granddad had one.
Yeah.
Or grandmother, for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, one of them, there was a red one in Heartbeat, driven by the barmaid. Did they tend to be more of a female vehicle, or these days are they predominantly a female vehicle, or do they appeal more to women?
I think it's sort of both. It was interestingly with Gina in Heartbeat driving that car.
Was it one of your members' cars?
Actually, it was one of our members' club's cars, and it was my mate Jim Jameson driving the car with a wig on. So, no, you will see that car roundabout at other rallies. It's now owned by somebody else. But, no, it's... They're
not that difficult to drive on.
No, I was in York a couple of weeks ago with watching Prue Leith,
the chef or the TV.
In her one-woman show.
Yeah.
And when she first started off doing business in London, she delivered to her clients in her BMW Isetta. So, ladies did drive them.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it's a bit like you look at the Citroën H van. They've become very popular as coffee boys.
Very much so. And I think also they've got a certain, like the H van, has got a certain style about it as well.
Yeah.
That is, quite retro and is not amiss today.
And, I mean, retro is very much in. Besides the Microlina, do you perceive them as making a comeback?
I think it's going to be a niche market because any new microcar now is going to need to be electric.
Yeah.
Which means cost.
Well, that's the one thing people talk about electric cars. It's the cost of them. They are expensive things.
And you need, you got to pay for the charging to be hooked up at home, have a proper charging unit as well. So, by definition, they're going to be quite niche. But I think that they are ideal if you're just, running around town, going to the shops, taking the kids to school, then, perfect for that.
Yeah. And, I mean, besides the Isettas we've spoken about, and the bubble cars, etc., I mean, there was the peel from the Isle of Man. Mm-hmm. As I said, we've spoken about measurements. What other makes and models were there? Because there were some very unusual little things, weren't there? To which the Germans seemed to be prolific at churning out.
Yeah, the Germans had several different makes, but there are other makes in the UK as well. Perhaps the biggest German make is the Go-Go-Mobile. They did little coupes, very stylish coupes.
They look like little spacecraft, didn't they?
Definitely. And little four-seater cars. NSU made the Prince and things like that. In the UK, again, quite niche manufacturers that sadly didn't last the course.
And I mean, who were they? The British ones. I mean, do you see them?
Rarely. The names that spring to mind are, as you say, Peel, but they're very rare and nowadays very expensive.
Yeah. To which Mr. Jeremy Clarkson drove one around the BBC, if memory serves.
Yes, indeed. I could tell you a few things about what Jeremy Clarkson says about microcars. Just don't believe everything that he says.
Even though he's a good Yorkshireman.
Yes. The makes, there's things like the Gordon, which was a four-door one. But it's difficult to think of them because they just don't exist on the road nowadays. You just don't see them.
Yeah. So, I mean, you just come back from Belgium, where there's been a big meeting. How many cars were there?
I guess that must have been about 30 cars in total that we had on that rally, which is about standard for a rally that you get, apart from there's the traditional national microcar rally, the NMCR, which takes place every year, and this year it's up near Ripon.
Oh, right.
And for those...
So you won't have so far to travel?
Not so far for me, but the NMCR National Microcar Rally is sort of an umbrella organisation to which all microcars are welcome to come along.
Yeah.
And you'll get, 30 to 40 cars coming to that. Our own Micromaniacs annual rally, again, you get sort of 20 to 30 cars coming along, and various other things around the country. But it's not just the big meetings, it's the smaller ones that are nice as well, that people will come along and join in with other classic car events.
Right. Now, if somebody wants to get into one of these vehicles, I mean, just give us an idea of what they're likely to find and how much it's likely to cost them.
Well, my first suggestion is always join one of the microcar groups that are out there.
Yeah.
Be it a single make group, or as in our club, the Micromaniacs Club, a multi-car group. Then you get to know cars, you get to know people. Most cars nowadays, I find, are sold through word of mouth, not through advertisements. So that, I think, is a good thing, because then you get to know the history of the car.
Yeah.
You do see microcars for sale on classic car sites, also on eBay. But as is always the case, it's a buyer beware.
Yeah.
What you see might not be what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So if you want something that's fully restored in pretty good condition, that is, you could drive tomorrow, you'd be looking at paying upwards of 15, 16, 17, 18,000 pounds.
Right.
Things are cheaper, but necessarily they will need things doing to it. So you need to either have a good grounding in doing things yourself, be it in bodywork or mechanicals, engine, or belong to a group where you can get good assistance from friends.
And what are the parts availability for, though? I know we've just been saying if you have a bump and the door wants doing, but general service parts, are they quite easy to get?
Yeah,
I mean, BMW have always had a reputation of producing engines and spare parts for a long, long time.
Well, it's interesting. If you go into your local BMW dealership and know the BMW Isetta part number, it's still on their system, but it's not available.
It could be a case of, yes, we can get it, we haven't got it.
No. Fortunately, we're well served in the UK. There's the Isetta Owners Club of Great Britain.
Yeah.
And they, as part of the club, they have an excellent spare service. And there's very little that you can't get. And put your order through and you'll get it within a week or so. So that's very good. There's also a couple of other places that you can go to. Bromley Bubble, although I think the guy that runs that is looking to retire in the near future. But again, most people will have things that you picked up at Auto Jumbles over the years in the back of the garage, and so that's why it's always worthwhile joining a club, getting to know people who might have just the part that you're looking for.
And I conclude it's like lots of cars. Every now and then, one will pop up that nobody knows about.
Indeed, there are literally genuine barn finds, and particularly with the the bubble cars, they can be well hidden.
But we're going to say the benefit is, because they're so tiny, they don't take up a lot of room. You could tuck one up a back end of a garage and it'll hardly alter the capacity.
Indeed. And I would say to anybody that if you do come across something like that, no matter how bad condition it is in,
Yeah.
it is most likely that it will be possible to restore it.
Right. Now, if somebody's out there, which are the rarest? Which are the ones, which is like the holy grail of the microcar world?
I would say a Messerschmitt Tiger, which is one of the four-wheel ones.
Yeah.
Which has got double the size engine and is worth, I don't know, the last one that sold in Britain went for about 140, 150,000.
Oh, right. Right.
So if you find one of those in the back of a barn somewhere, grab it.
Yeah. Because besides the Microlina, somebody actually did start producing very authentic replica Messerschmitts.
There was a company over in Blackpool,
Yeah.
Tritech, who made replica Messerschmitts and also replica Isettas, but with modern engines.
Yeah.
And they're in business for a few years, not anymore. And you do see them out about. We've got a couple in our club.
Yeah. And you say about various engines. Is it possible, besides the BMW engine, did people fit alternative engines to them to maybe make them a little bit livelier?
Yes, a few years back there was quite a famous orange Isetta that had a Hayabusa
I think the name
motor in the back. The trouble is, it's fine having that super-powered engine, but you need the super-powered brakes that weren't fitted. So, not recommended.
But the super-powered handling.
Indeed.
Is there an art to driving them?
Yes, slowly. You do keep up with modern-day traffic.
Yeah.
The car is quite happy going along at 40, 45 miles an hour. You hit a hill and you definitely do slow down. But if you're just going from A to B or normal sort of A and B roads, you will keep up with traffic. The biggest problem you have is people slowing down behind you to wave and
have a look at it. So you're definitely the centre of attention in one.
Yes, I mean they do create a bit of a stir, but the nice thing is, as I said earlier, it hopefully brings back happy memories for people.
Yeah, as I said, it gives my age away, but I can remember growing up, they weren't an infrequent sight.
No.
And they used to intrigue, I think, even back then because of this one hinge door, where the steering wheel and everything else used to hinge along with it.
Yep. That's only the Isetta, though. The Heinkels didn't hinge.
Oh.
It is one of the few patents that Heinkel couldn't break off BMW. But no, they are quite unique, and they filled a spot, a need at the time in the 50s and 60s. And
because they weren't a novelty back then, weren't they?
They were, as I say, they were a definite step in between having a motorbike and sidecar, and having a car.
Yeah.
And it was motoring, not necessarily on the cheap, because they weren't that cheap. If you look at how much one cost back in the day, it's look at the week's wages that it cost to own one. To buy one back in the late 50s and 60s. Looking at average wages, it was like 40 weeks' wages to buy a bubble car. Nowadays, if you up the what the car costs then to what it would cost now, it's about 14 or 15 weeks' wages. So it just shows how wages have gone up.
Yeah,
and the relative cost of motoring has come down. You might not think so today when you go and fill up with petrol, but that is actually the case.
If somebody wants to get involved with the Micromaniacs or have a look, what's the website?
It's micromaniacsclub.co.uk. Just have a look around there. You can join online or just send us a message, and we'd be most pleased to welcome you on board.
Nigel Owen, Micromaniac, thanks very much for joining me on the Backseat Driver.
My pleasure.
Rarely beaten on price, never beaten on service. Whether it's cars, bikes or commercials, Hoddy Tyres are the best in the business. And when it comes to tyre expertise and advice to supplying the correct tyres for your vehicle's specific requirements, nobody comes close to David Lakin and the Hoddy Tyres team. So give them a call on 01200 613 192 or visit the website at hoddytyres.co.uk.